Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Faber1. Today we have Outfit Spotlight number 2. This time I had the honor to join the ranks of BWAE or Bushido Way. It's an emerald outfit mainly playing Venu, but they also have their own little outfits for NC and TR. Their specialization is point holding, and their main goal is not only improving as individuals, but also as a team. Finally, they also have their own TeamSpeak and their own Discord server. Do you want to know more about BWAE? Then keep listening to the interview. Hey guys, today I'm joined by Alpha, Defensive Shades, DudisFludis and Neutron from the BWAE team. Guys, can you maybe tell me a bit about yourself and how did you get involved with BWAE?
For me personally, I joined through a friend from the EU who brought me here, and I just stuck around.
And you never left, cool. And how did you find out about BWAE, Neutron?
I was a B tier Zergfit player, and I kind of wanted to start improving a little bit. So someone in the outfit, one of the leaders, had been playing with BWAE for a little bit, and he told me about them. So I sent Shades a message over Discord and said, hey, I want to try this. So he accepted me into Elway, and I slowly improved.
Cool, cool. And DudisFludis, how did you get involved with BWAE?
So well, to answer that specifically, I basically got called out in a platoon by Shades, but first, let me start with, I was not really an infantry player. I pretty much got done with piloting because of, the recent updates, CAI came out, and I really just wasn't feeling flying anymore, I guess. And at this point, I've had, over 1,000 hours flying in every ESF. And so I guess you could call it sort of a burnout. And so I was just, I just decided to go for directives. And one of those directives was platoon leading. And I do have my helmet now. And so that was one of the directives. And then when I got that, I basically just, joined up in random platoons with buddies that I came to know through the platoons. And so Shades happened to be in one of those platoons, and he was like, hey, I see you're a decent player. You wanna come to my outfit? And I was like, yeah, sure. What's in it for me? And he was basically like, we do point holds, and we're planning on doing point holds and stuff like that. And so I said, do you have any good players? And he literally gave me a list of good players in his outfit that I knew, and I was like, okay, sign me up.
It almost worked out like that, but the reality was he was like, I think you're a shitter. I think you're lying to me. Prove it. I actually had to prove it.
Yep, I was basically the hardest one to recruit, and I think I still was. Do I still hold that title, Shades?
I think so.
Kind of cool. I see like this red line between all these guys. The red line is mostly all you guys are BWAE because you're willing to improve. Is it like a good training program also for BWAE? Can you maybe explain a bit defensive?
That's a great question. So we actually have, technically speaking, 2 outfits in one. There's BWAE and then there's Elway, and I'll gladly explain BWAE first since it probably makes more sense. So BWAE, to get in, you generally need a 2.5 KDR true, like infantry only. An IVCI score about 700, which is above the par for what most players get nowadays, but it basically tells me that you semi know how to shoot. And then you'll need about 1 KPM, which is 1 kill per minute. Generally, we're looking for 60 kills per hour in that sense, and that's usually how, if you meet those stat requirements and you play enough of us, you kind of get in BWAE. Whether like you've had the stats already, they'll do like a 2-week trial, and if we like what we see, we'll keep you. If you're coming from Elway, then you work your way up, and that kind of gets into like the Elway program. So Elway's kind of unique that we don't require any stats for you to join, just that you have like the willingness to improve, you're going to put in the time to improve, and that you actually have the PC, unfortunately, to improve, since this game does require you to run at least 60 plus FPS to actually do most things necessary to like wall climb and shuffle and practically shoot at the time. So outside of that, BWAE's got requirements, Elway doesn't, and we're pretty good about how we kind of source our players, if that makes any sense.
If you want to like try out BWAE, you can first start as an Elway player, and then if you are liking what you see and you're willing to improve, they might, flow onto BWAE.
Yeah, so that's generally how it works. If you join first off, I would probably say the average player that joins Elway probably stays in Elway for about 3 to 4 months. And then after those 3 to 4 months, they usually move up after that. We've had probably 3 to 4 dozen people go through the program, and not because they burned out or anything, it's just like they either stopped playing or generally just either stop playing, or if they're still in the outfit, they're still grinding towards it. I'd probably say we've maybe had like 15 to 18 people so far move from Elway to BWAE, and then that number's pretty good since we don't really take too many people at one time. Typically we'll take about like 3 to 4 people per month into Elway, sometimes less, maybe sometimes more, depends on like what we kind of need at the time. So it's limited space, so we don't really take everybody. We can't afford to. Generally because teaching somebody in this game requires a lot of hours, and like that manpower is like hard to come by. So we do have a staff for it, but I'm not trying to burn out my coaching staff anytime soon. So we're really limited in like space in how we take people, but we definitely, for sure, take new players, veterans from other outfits.
Would you say, Doctor, that the training program was very individual, or did you do it with a group?
Full individuals. It was, basically you come in day one, you're given a spreadsheet and a checklist, and here's your stack of reading, here's your stack of videos you need to go through, and then you'll get assigned a coach who at some point you go off and 1v1 on Jaeger, and find out what's the first thing you need to work on. Commonly there's tweaks to your graphics or your mouse, or fundamental things like that you got to work on. Go work on those for a bit, and then you'll kind of get approached by another coach, work on something a bit more sophisticated. Eventually, after you've gone through kind of all the coaches, it's really take videos of yourself and your gameplay and put it up for some pretty harsh review. Work on those things to get them improved, and kind of rinse and repeat. And all the while, BWAE and Elway kind of run side by side during ops. So each night, you're gonna get a chance to put it to the test, plus learn how to to point hold, in addition to just being a better 1v1 player.
So the complete training program is well organized, I hear?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty complex. I think Neutron might be able to explain further, since he's actually one of the few who went from Elway to BWAE to coach. So I don't know if he has time for that, but a chance.
Yeah. So the training program normally, I think Doctor probably explained it pretty well.
Yeah.
Just you go from normally the very first thing, you go to a coach. He does a little bit of 1v1ing. He points out your struggle, what you need to like improve, and then sometimes depending on the coach, he'll take you to live and he'll follow you around like as a medic and just walk you through things you've done wrong. We also do like reviews on the Discord of gameplay footage, and we tell you some of your mistakes that you've made through like every single death, sometimes when you could have gotten more kills, and normally that just helps players slowly improve because they'll figure out their mistakes and hopefully improve from them.
Probably you guys also have op nights to bring the training into practice. When are the op nights, and how long do they last, give or take?
Right. Ops typically for us are 2 hours, sometimes 2.5, mostly 2. We don't try to keep it too long, but not also too short. They're typically 3 to 4 times a week, probably about 3 times on the weekdays and once on the weekend. If not, maybe twice, depends how the schedule works, but usually 3 to 4 ops. We also have a internal scrim, which is basically where we'll take all our players, either BWAE or Elway, doesn't matter, and a couple friends here and there who are really good players, and we'll just shoot each other on the Jaeger server, which is basically like kind of like the test server, but it's more so like a private server where you have to get an account to get on, which is nice. So it's like a private server for everybody to use, and we'll just scrim there, and getting shot at by better players all the time eventually helps you improve too, on top of what Dudis and Neutron and Doc have said with our program here. That's also part of the system. So 3-4 ops, internal Jaeger, and then bi-weekly trainings. We've been doing that recently the last 4 weeks, kind of like on a day every 2 weeks. We'll like gather like our players up from Elway, and then sometimes from BWAE if they need more instruction, and get a couple of coaches, and we'll go over again, mouse sensitivity, things like that if they need it. But more times than not, it's going to be like how to AD and crouch, how to theorem shuffle, how to wall climb certain buildings, what types of loadouts you need. Do you have the correct implants? If you're a heavy, do you have assimilate and either cat-like or battle harden or athlete or survivalist, the case may be. We try to get them, adjusted, because there's just so much to learn about this game that there's no way you're going to pick it up by yourself. Everything without some sort of instruction or somebody mentioning it to you even.
And how do I get in touch with you guys if I want to join?
The best way would be through the Discord or sometimes Reddit when Shades posts stuff. Shades posts a bunch of YouTube videos, or he did over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
Best way, or the official way, would be over the PlanetSide Discord. There's a recruitment post there, or poke members like myself or such in the game when you see us, when you kill us. That would work.
Pretty good summary right there. Yeah, would work. Alpha stuff we've read about the PlanetSide 2 Discord page. That's the main page where everybody kind of goes to figure out a lot of things about the game, and also to talk to all the other people on the other servers. We put it under I believe it says PlanetSide 2, and then under that it says recruitment posts. Click on that post, and we generally update it. I would probably say every 3 weeks. So it's usually within the first 8 or 9 finds. Just scroll up and you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, cool. Also, what I noticed when I was running with the ops, do you guys always end with doing the statistics of all the players, all the good players, or was it a one-time thing?
Yeah, so it's usually, we actually do it every op, and it's kind of like a collab. So it's not just players who've gotten a lot of kills. We also tell our medics, hey, you did a great job, because most of the time, more of the times than not, medics won't be on the board because they're so busy healing people. So we'll have statistics for how many heals you got today, or how many revives you got today. We'll collab that up. It's hey, you were the MVP medic because you got 40 heals and 55 reses. You're doing a great job. Even though you might have not killed as much as our heavy, who had 130 kills and maybe a 5 KDR or something like that, you still did a great job about the medic. That heavy might have not gotten those kills. So we reward things like that too. We'll do the same for engineers. How many resupplies did you drop at the bases? You dropped 500 resupplies, holy crap, you're amazing, right? Or you repaired this many X amount of maxes. If we do bring one, usually that's not too, we don't use too often, but for example, that's what we would do.
The cool thing is I haven't seen this before with any other outfit. It's kind of motivating too, so one of the cool things of BWAE, I would say personally, as I've seen so far at least. But I have something else actually. You guys mainly play Vanu on Emerald, I've heard, BWAE. But are there any other outfits you run?
Right. So, actually, since you actually ran off a I think Tuesday, we actually have 3 outfits. Technically speaking, we're multi-faction, although we do mostly play Vanu because we tend to play on the Emerald Prop faction. Simply reason is that of queues. So because of the queues and everything, that's a huge reason why we picked Vanu in the first place. But on the rare occasion, sometimes. Usually, I would say once a week, we'll run a different color, if not twice, depending on how bad the queues are. On Tuesday, the queues for Vanu were terrible, so we went on NC and played on our other Alpha HCD. Our TR variant is BWAE. The only difference instead of BWAE, it's BWAY, which makes more sense. But originally, we actually started on red, which is why the wording's a little bit out of place.
Okay, good to know. But what does BWAE stand for actually? Is it a special meaning?
Probably not the best one to explain. Anybody here probably explain Bushido in a better term than I can?
Yeah, sure. Okay. BWAE just stands for Bushido Way, even though Shades does not fully understand it, which is ironic to me.
Because I'm a cheese loser.
It basically stands for the old Japanese samurai Bushido code, which is the honor codex that samurai followed back in the day, which I think is perfectly suitable in terms of not pulling or too much cheese or trying to restrict your gameplay from air to ground maxes, hash, whatever cheese you can come up with.
I like my air to ground from time to time.
Well, talking about Honor, there is some accusation going on Reddit lately. Also, shit talking about BWAE, that you guys were involved in hacks. Is that the case, or is this complete bullshit?
I mean, I would tell people whatever they want to believe.
Yeah, okay.
That Reddit drama, I'm not sure how ensued. The funniest part about it is we literally had nothing to do with it.
Nothing, so, okay.
Basically almost nothing. We had interactions with Procore, the guy who posted that, only because he plays on our faction. So we just he'll just know us just by being at our bases and either hear our comms or whatever. So he'll make his own assumptions, but apparently he's also played and dabbed on the NC side and gone taken a little beating here and there. I don't know what that does to people nowadays. I don't go on other factions too often outside my own outfit. So whatever happens, happens, but I can guarantee you nobody here is hacking.
No, well, you guys don't approve hacking as well. You don't promote it, nothing like that.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that's clear at least.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Definitely very clear now. There's no way.
Hacking.
Hey,
Listen,
look,
dude.
I just got done doing I don't know how many months in Elway to, you know, become something reasonably non-shitter like in my shooting. And it would insult me immensely, you know, if somebody just took some kind of shortcut for that shit. You know, it's
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're probably gonna find folks less tolerant of that shit in this outfit than others.
Well, you guys are pretty good, so you sometimes do get those accusation things. That might be also partly due to your Jaeger team. Can you maybe tell a bit about your Jaeger team?
Yeah, so
That is.
for our Jaeger teams, we're competing in PlanetSide Infantry League, which you guys can watch on PlanetSide Battles on Twitch. And so we basically have two teams. One is in, or actually, sorry, both of them are in B bracket. One is basically we call them the BWAE Reapers. It's kind of a joke that plays off of AODR's Reaper team. And so that kind of consists of our best team players, pretty much. And we're currently in, I'd say, a training phase right now, just, you know, before the tournament starts. So we've been training with Theorem. I don't know if you guys know who Theorem is, but he is a really good player, and we've been pretty much just training with him to get our skill up as well as our team play up. So that's what the Reapers are doing. And then the B team, I believe it's led by Shades. Yep. They're pretty much
Casual.
It's like on the laid back side, you know, not much training, just kind of, you know, there for fun and to have a good time, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
But,
we're not actually doing any training at all. I'm just gonna
the
throw
Reaper
people in
team
there.
is definitely separated by the fact that, you know, like, we're holding trainings and stuff like that. We're actively trying to improve like how we scrim as a 6-man team. So that's a little bit of what's going on with us.
And generally, the B team is mostly for like our Elway type players, since I don't want to overload them with extra necessities. They already get, I would say, plenty on their plate. Docs, as far he's done a wonderful job explaining what they already do, so no need to throw them extra whole bases for the B teams. Just get in there, have a good time, learn from getting crapped on by really decent players, and then hopefully you pick something up from it.
Well, you guys, you are try hard sometimes also with the A team, but you also make a lot of fun, right? I mean, it's also in the end about having fun in the game and ranting on the team speak.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think since you ran us on Tuesday, you kind of have a good idea of like exactly how we kind of like operate. If especially on live, if a base is kind of like a 50-50, we're kind of just goofing around, having a good time. Nobody's stressed out. We'll meme. Other times, if we're taking like a small break in between, like because sometimes contents will flip, and we usually depend on routers to kind of get us going in places if beacons aren't viable. So we'll build the base, shit talk, do a whole bunch of random crap meme. And then when it gets serious, obviously, if it's like a 40-60, a 30-70 fight, then the whole outfit is pretty good about ramping it up. We're, I would say, probably one of the better places that knows when to take it seriously and when just to joke around and have a good time. People here have done a pretty good balance of that, so it took a long time to do, but after a couple months, people kind of just get into the motions of things.
Yeah, my personal experience was that you guys, when it was not necessary, you were just joking around, but when, it went to a 30-70, percentage. You guys really went into try-hard mode, get serious, good calls, so that's what I'd like to see actually in the outfit.
Just one thing that I guess I wish more people knew about BWAE, because I definitely did not know it, is just how approachable and down to earth you people are.
Oh yeah,
That's a lie.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lie.
all right. Well,
You are, man.
all right. When you hear having a KD requirement for an outfit, you walk in expecting like a very, like, I guess elitist view. You're not walking in trying like thinking that you're basically expecting to be crapped on for like failing. But for the most part, it's pretty well, like it's very constructive relatively. If someone's hating on you, it's mainly because you've done something wrong and they know that you can do better.
It's out of love. Definitely out of love. I don't know. Doc could add more to that. That's actually something really important.
It's just
All right. I'll throw the analogy out there once more. You guys heard it before. I thought it was the way these guys they kind of speak to the newer players is kind of like the way you'd see a black belt talk to a white belt. Just, you know, completely respectful, even though the two are on completely different skill levels. And it's just pleasant, you know. I mean, yeah, they'll tell me everything I'm doing wrong, but they won't say it in any kind of mean or condescending way. You know, they just want to. I'm like a project to them. They want to improve.
If we do say it in a relatively mean manner, I don't want to say mean because we never intend anything to be mean. It's usually just joking around, you know. Like if we're because we have a video footage feedback section in our Discord where you can post footage of yourself playing the game, and our coaches, and I'm one of them, can critique the video. And if we ever put something in there like jokingly, you know, like at this point in the video, you know, why did you die, or something like that, or you know, it's just basically meant to be joking and friendly, and it kind of, I would say it makes you think a little bit more about it instead of just being, you know, all serious about it and whatnot. It's just a more lighthearted approach to things.
Yeah,
so
if they clown you hard, it's almost affectionate.
Yeah.
Plus, it's from the alpha leader standpoint, kind of redress it. I think it's really important we kind of teach new players, because without them, this game's not gonna survive. So that's like kind of why I do it in the first place. Why we have all these coaches and why we take them in. This game has gone through like ups and downs of having a lot of people be motivated to play, and then having that knowledge gap just being sapped out of like most outfits. Back in 2014, 2015, there would be more places around where you can kind of gain knowledge of how to shoot, how to aim, where to aim, how to client side, head glitch, things like that. Now that knowledge is not as available anymore as it used to be in most outfits. So when a new player comes in, he'll enter an outfit that, not say they're not knowledgeable, they just might be knowledgeable in the wrong topics, or they might be outdated, or they might be doing something that doesn't really fly to the meta per se. So the new players aren't kind of learning exactly what they need to learn. You don't get their mouse sensitivities calibrated first, their settings are all wrong. They're aiming down sights, but they're aiming down sights with maybe a weapon that's not suited for the range of engagement they need to be at. So things like that are things we, you know, definitely do for the new player. We try to, first thing off the bat, get your settings corrected, get your mouse sensitivity corrected before you pick up a gun. We try to make sure your game is okay first before you even play the game, since plant side graphics and settings are absolutely wild. That's what we do. And it's good. It's good for our outfit. Retention is high in our outfit just because we have these new players come in, and if we teach them from the ground up, it's very hard for them, I would say, to leave, to go somewhere else, because I don't think they'll get the same amount of education in a different planet side outfit that they would get here, at least on Emerald. I don't know about the other servers, but at least here, I would definitely say we're probably number one in educating our new players.
And that's how you keep the game alive.
Yeah, that's how you keep the game alive.
I had a question for Neutron. What is the craziest thing you've seen so far with BWAE?
Craziest. I'd probably have to say, whenever we started doing our tech plants, when we started, Zipzel actually would help us, and he'd, you know, use buses. He'd pull them up on top of like the tech plants second floor, and we'd hold using them, and then just that last second, you know, everyone's on point, enemies, maxes, and everything, just everything insane.
Those are definitely more wild 3070s, 2575s, for sure.
You know it's going to be wild when Shade says, we're redropping it. Right? It's just like, because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this will completely be a surprise attack because nobody in their right mind would expect us to redrop this thing. Those get fun.
Sometimes they work. We blow them out completely. Other times they just completely dab on you because they have their maxes still. You never know.
So you drop and you get wiped and you just drop again. Like
Drop
crazy.
right back. Yeah, we're actually, I think I have a couple YouTube videos. Actually, a more recent one. We were doing like a 30-70 first round, and we had like maybe a minute left on the base. And I'm like, everybody got to collapse on point. We're about to get like dumpstered really hard. So everyone collapsed on point, and a whole bunch of NC players were fighting NC. They start med balling the entire point, and then maxes are coming from the balcony on the other side. We just get complete dumpstered. And I'm like, okay, we're just gonna come back like right away. So within like the minute we get our gal, we go right back. Surprisingly, that max outfit actually like took all their gals and flew away, and the med ball was still there, but it was just them. Wiped them out completely. And then we're capping the base again, and now we're down to like, I would say like 15 seconds on the clock, and the maxes come back. They redrop their gal that they pulled earlier, and they come on back, and they rush the point again, and we take it down to the last second, all the way to 0-0-0-0, and we like couldn't flip the base. Freaking heartbreaking, but it's the kind of shit we do.
Yeah, amazing to hear. I've got another question actually. There are new games coming, like for example Planet Arena in the future. Are there any future plans to expand to other games, or do you already play other games?
Alpha, since you're the one that kind of dabs in that sector.
Planet Arena specifically has just like, the game been just moved back. So if I want to go back to when we expected it to come out, what was it, end of January? There were a bunch of people who wanted to play it. It wouldn't have been a complete transition over, and I don't think it will be when it actually comes out. But in terms of Arena, yeah, we would have some people that would play it. As far as other games go, depends on friends, honestly. Like Neutron and I are playing a different game. There's a bunch of people currently playing Arma, myself included. So it's more whenever friends talk to each other, we say, hey, does anyone want to play this? There's a big enough interest and people just play. There's no such thing as like a planned section, like other outfits have divisions or something, like bigger communities. For us, it's just when friends have interest and we want to play something, then it happens or it doesn't. Then it dies down and the cycle repeats.
Yeah, it happens, and then you mainly come back to PlanetSide in the end.
Yeah, that's what connects us, basically.
That works. Yeah. There's no real division or mechanic.
Yeah, there's other games out there right now, but there's not another PlanetSide,
That's true. That's true. Can we also find like gameplay things of you online, like on Twitch or Twitter? Twitter,
yeah,
YouTube?
Absolutely. That's probably one of the nicer things about our outfit. We happen to have multiple YouTubers and one main Twitch streamer. So Dudis here is actually our main Twitch streamer. He generally streams most of our ops. I don't think he's missed any recently, so he's pretty good for getting content, kind of how we run. It also includes the comms. I don't have, like, some outfits like to tell their players to block the comms, don't let them hear the comms, don't make sure that there's a delay or seconds. We don't really give a shit about that. The game's at a state where no one's gonna take the time to stream snipe you that hard, and if they do, well, that's their own initiative, but no one's gonna do it that long.
The only time I care about the comms is when it violates Twitch's terms of service.
Yes,
I just want to say that.
That's dangerous,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are really sure to not violate. Outside of that, I have my own personal YouTube channel. Mine's a little bit more narrow in terms of content I do. I usually post like our best caps in terms of team play, coordination, how much pop is at the base, and people can kind of watch there like how our outfit like really operates at not the highest level, but our more better levels than the meme ones we kind of get from day to day. And then there's Ant Dan, I think 4435 or 4453. Okay,
No,
4435. He has his own YouTube channel and he does BWAE ops too, and he kind of posts like more longer thorough ops. So instead of my like 5 to 10 minute contents for a base cap, he'll actually do like the full op sometimes with like the memes in between, because people generally don't see that when they watch my videos. Like, oh man, this is super serious, I like this. And then sometimes they come in and they're like, I thought you guys were super serious all the time, but your meme now, the other half, like, whoa, this is kind of casual. I'm like, yeah. So, he's better to watch kind of for like a full take of the outfit. We like I said, we do balance both worlds pretty well.
I also have a YouTube, but it only has, one decent video on it, which is the fight selection video that I have.
Fight selection video, probably the best video sponsored by Dev in 2018. I recommend new players to watch it. Was it DudisFludis picking your fights, right? Correct?
Yep.
That's what's going. Yep.
I think Faber could probably put a link to it in the description, right, Faber?
Probably our most
I will.
famous video.
Self-advertisement.
Yeah.
No, but in general, everyone, I think, even Doc uploads videos. Like every single one does. Some are more private because they're just there for other coaches or other players to look at. But I think everyone has at least like 1 or 2 ops videos where they just show something that's funny, cool, or whatever.
Yeah, we're pretty open to our things. Don't really restrict anybody from doing anything as long as it's
'cause
not illegal.
Remember, we're hackers, but we also put up footage of our hacks.
That's
obviously.
right. Absolutely.
The most open outfit on Emerald. Well, guys, thank you so much for talking with me today about explaining me a bit about BWAE, and I say have fun.
All right.
Thanks
a
for
lot,
having us
Faber.
for the interview,
Thank you very
Faber.
much.
Again, a big thank you to the BWAE team for inviting me to the Up Night, and of course also for the interview. Next up for the outfit spotlights will probably be the Dim's Giant Army. But do you think that maybe your outfit also deserves a bit of attention? Just let me know, send me the message on my Discord preferably, and we might be able to arrange something. But that's me, that's Faber1, and I will see you soon with some more content.